How is everybody doing, first of all? Is everybody okay and ready to go and comfortable and air-conditioned?
Kind of.
It's California. It's like 1,000 degrees everywhere.
By the way, where do you guys each live? Because I feel like you might be neighbors and never knew it.
Probably.
Yeah.
I live
Well,
in the Burbank area.
oh shit.
Huh.
No, that's funny. I swear everybody I know is in Burbank.
That's where Hollywood is. It's Burbank.
Burbank is a lot nicer than Hollywood. I would rather go to Burbank than Hollywood.
Oh yeah, it's way well. There's crappy parts of Burbank, and I'm around that area. So
Fair enough. Yeah,
I'm
I'm over in Orange County, so
okay. Orange County's nice though.
depends on which part of Orange County you're in. It's
Well, I
nice. If nice by nice you mean boring, then
That's
Ketchup,
true.
didn't you once tell me that Orange County was a cesspool?
Pretty much.
did you say cesspool?
Oh, very true. So yeah, I mean, so you guys are hitting it off already. I feel like a good matchmaker. David is the person behind a show called Midnight Marinara, which
Okay.
does like creepypasta readings and performances like radio dramas.
Oh, cool.
We're not like the others who get all the fame.
The fame and the girls, but that's okay
How do
because
you-
the girls end up to be stab happy anyway. So
How's my audio?
fine with me. I don't know. How about you?
Okay.
Mine's fine.
Cool. Yeah, everything sounds fine to me.
I wasn't
Good.
sure if it was a little low because it's a little far away from my face. The mic.
Yeah, my mic's kind of sitting off to my side
Same
somewhere.
here.
Deep
Same
throat the mic.
Been
Do it.
asking-
Like this.
Do it for my pleasure. But yeah, so I guess we could get started if you guys are ready and everything's ready. So yeah,
I guess.
Oh, okay.
I will say hello everybody. This is Jumpscared and my name is Slimebeast. Ketchup knows me as Tormental, but yeah. My guests, or my co-host and guest, or my co-host and our guest, would be David King of Midnight Marinara.
Hey, gang.
Now you sound a little quiet. And the Ketchup, who is a YouTube game guru.
That's what you could call that. that mess that I do every day.
But yeah.
You're a guru.
Yes, so, I mean, you've played horror games. I don't know, are you much of a fan? Have you read any creepypasta? Ketchup?
I have not really. The only thing I would be associated with that is occasional, Cryotic. They'll do some readings, and I find them entertaining.
Cool.
Mm.
You know who Slenderman is, though. That's the most
I
important thing.
do. I know
Okay.
Slenderman, the Killer, Joe the Killer, or something like that.
Joe the Killer, yes.
Is
Jeff
his
the
name
Plumber.
Joe the Killer? What's his name?
Jeff the Plumber.
Mike the Killer.
Mike the Killer, yes.
Zeke the
Whatever.
plumber.
I don't know.
What'd you say, Zeke the...
Zeke the plumber.
Oh, I thought you said Zeke the albino. I was like, that's a different story.
That's even better.
He's Mario's evil cousin who plunges his face off.
Oh, I thought that was Wario, but you know what? That works too.
Wario strikes me as like his uncle that doesn't have personal boundaries, but I digress.
Wario is like the Negaverse Mario, who just happens to be like not as evil. He's just kind of, whereas Mario is kind of a bland character, Wario is kind of a bland villain. So.
Right.
Wario seems cool though. He seems like you could have a good drink with him, whereas Mario seems like he's just boring.
Mario
a
would
good
be
point.
like, don't you think you've had enough?
All he's doing is going yippee wahoo. That's all he does. all the time.
tell you when I've had enough.
There you go. Perfect.
Uh,
But yeah, so that's a creepypasta to come, I guess. Drunk Wario.
The
But
drunk Mario and even drunker Wario.
so yeah, I guess I should say that today's topic, or tonight's topic, I do that every frickin' time. Tonight's topic: holiday-themed horror movie pitches.
Happy autumn equinox, everybody.
Yes, with Krampus, I think has some previews out, and people are kind of interested. Santa's evil twin is getting a movie of his own.
Looks pretty cool. I mean, it's from
Yeah.
the same guy who did Trick or Treat. So.
Right.
that was my pitch right there, Krampus.
Oh no. Well, you could pitch it anyway. It could be the sequel.
Let's hear. I want to hear your interpretation of Krampus.
Yeah, let's just skip everything. I was going to do a whole thing about how Halloween's coming up, so that's another holiday, and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Would you like to start, Ketchup, since you're the new person and you don't know how this works? It would be good to
So
just throw you into it.
A movie pitch where I'm pitching like to like a studio guy, and I'm like,
well,
or
I mean,
just-
you know, we're all friends here, so I mean, you could just, you know, give us a
No,
general
Slimey's-
idea or whatever.
He sounds enough like a studio guy that it works out. I mean, vocally. So imagine you've just gotten into an elevator with him. You're like, oh my god, it's. Oh, okay. I have this pitch. I got to give it to you. So elevator pitch.
well, I mean, Tormental. I mean, usually that involves like you taking off your pants and me doing favors. And
We said that was not for public viewing or public knowledge.
Okay, so I'm doing my pitch.
Yeah.
Well, as we all know, Krampus is like the evil alter twin of, or not alter, like evil pet of Santa Claus.
He's Santa's Wario.
He's pretty much Santa's Wario. And instead of
Krampus. I'm gonna win.
instead of garlic, he eats children's souls.
Mm.
Oh
He does
yeah.
weird mini games with their dead bodies.
And he flies through the air with his flatulence.
And you poke kids' eyes out and rip their teeth, and that's a part of the mini game.
Mm.
Which is
Lovely.
But yeah, but yeah, it seems like the perfect like setting for a mixture of Halloween and Christmas, where you have like these kids who go out into, again, teenagers who go out into like a cabin in the woods.
Mhm.
They're like, let's summon Krampus, and they summon him, and then obviously they're having sex and stuff because that's what teenagers do, and meth,
yes.
lots of meth.
Right.
And Krampus is he's tormenting them and bringing them down to hell. It seems like the perfect recipe for a Christmas horror slasher, whatever. It just seems like the perfect movie to come out.
So it would almost be like the workshop in the woods.
The cabin woods work place, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying Santa's workshop in the woods, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be perfect. But I would just focus on Krampus to make it a little bit more darker, but keep the funny in there a little
Right.
bit, somewhere in there.
I shudder to think what toys he would be bringing them, but they're all
Just
having
like-
sex, and he's like, "Use this."
Just like a dildo filled with spikes.
There you go.
Have either of you seen Seven?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, the lust murder.
Mm.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, what was the last murder? I forgot 7.
The for lust, because he was doing all the sins. The lust one was a gigantic strap-on, I think, with a blade on the end.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was a.
Yeah. Oh, that was the one thing that made me cringe.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Cringe
It was
weather.
pretty- It's pretty awful.
So yeah, Krampus would. You said Krampus would wear a giant strap-on with a blade. That's part
Might
of your
as
pitch.
well. Might as well. I mean, you can sell it to the kids. There's toys. It's just it's perfect. It's like the Star Wars of horror movies.
There you go. Perfect.
There you.
And what we'll do is we'll call that Krampus 2. The sequel to the movie coming out.
To all a good night
Yes.
is the tagline.
Give me 1 second. I just gotta go do one thing for the friggin' cat at the door. I'll be right back.
Cat at the door.
Oh, cats.
He's a crazy cat man.
He has like hundreds of cats. I don't know if you know about him. He's told me that.
I only know what he's told me and from the vague sound of cats that I've heard in the background.
I hear he uses them like towels. After he gets out of the shower, he gets like 5 cats and just dries himself off. Nothing but cats.
That's right.
Can I ask you a question as someone who likes cats?
Yeah.
What do you think of hairless cats?
Disgusting.
See, that's weirds me out because everybody who likes cats does not like hairless cats. I don't really like cats that much, and I love hairless cats.
I mean, I wouldn't kick one, and I would take one in if it needed to be taken in. But if you asked me, you know, pick which cat you'd like to take home, it wouldn't be the hairless one.
I'm pretty neutral when it comes to pets. Like if it's a cat or dog, whatever, I don't care. It's something I have to feed.
Right.
But my uncle has a werewolf cat. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
A what?
A werewolf cat. And what it is it's this weird like mutant cat that has some hair but mostly doesn't.
Oh, yeah! And the hair is
So-
like really bristly or some shit?
Yeah, so when you pet it, it just feels weird. Oh, I hate that. It's a cute cat, and I call him Remy because he looks like a rat. You pet him, it leaves just like your skin. It feels like oily. It does
Ew.
not seem good.
So, really, your horror pitch should have maybe been for Catterday.
Might as well have been.
Huh?
So yeah. And did you have any further thoughts? Like maybe who would direct or star? No.
Let's see. We'd have Jared in there somewhere. Might as well.
Jared Fogle?
Yeah. I mean, there's kids and they're running. You might as well have Jared, and it'll be great.
Would he be Krampus, perhaps?
Maybe like it's like Scooby Doo, and he has like a costume on, and then they figure out it's him. And he's like, I would have gotten away with it if you hadn't been for you meddling kids. And you're
it wasn't actually the Krampus. It was it was the creepy janitor.
Right.
It was the groundskeeper of the cabin where they were staying.
And part 3 can actually be Krampus.
Krampus.
The third movie.
Oh
yeah.
My god. Krampus versus the real Krampus versus the fake Krampus in a duel. And for some reason, the fake Krampus, because he died in Krampus 2, he comes back as some horrible undead demon thing that then fights Krampus.
Like Freddy or Jason, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So Krampus versus Krampus.
That sounds like a good trilogy right there.
Krampus v. Krampus.
You're welcome for that. What would your Krampus look like?
Something like straight from the 90s. He'll have like sunglasses and like a skateboard, and he'll be like, "Yo," and he'll be like trying to give you Sunny D all the time. Even it's disgusting.
Oh man. I think I'd like this Krampus, to be honest.
Man.
Dude, give me all that Sunny D.
That's radical.
There we go. That's the catch line. That's radical.
This year, Krampus is crashing the Christmas party. Rob Schneider. No.
Rob Schneider is not Krampus. Rob Schneider is Santa Claus in it.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to think of a Rob Schneider line.
Yeah, good luck with that. We'll catch up with you in about 2 years.
I have bull legs. I've seen him in person. He does not look good. Not at all.
Jesus Christ.
I feel bad. I felt bad. Like, he was driving this really like awesome car, probably some sports car, and he gets out and he's like waddling because he's super bow-legged, and I was like, oh, sorry, Rob Schneider.
So yeah, that wraps up the Krampus pitch.
The Krampus pitch based on the Krampus pitch.
Yes.
I think we got it. Good.
So who shall go next among the two of us? Shall we fight for it?
Me.
Really? Okay, Pasta Shade, you may go.
Oh, okay. So, I had a couple, but the one I think I'd have the most fun with is, and I don't know if it's technically a holiday since it covers a series of days or a festival, but Mardi Gras.
Right. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Because think about it. Like, Mardi Gras, the whole idea behind it is, it's pretty popular in a lot of places, but mostly in the South, in Louisiana. And you've got a lot of people who just are letting go, giving into their vices, having, it's the last, if I recall, it's the week before Lent, according to tradition.
Probably.
So you get all your sins out, you just act crazy and have a good time, and then it's over. So, it's got those roots, and it's thematically it'd be fun to set some sort of horror movie in that kind of environment. You know what I mean?
Now, may I ask if your killer wears a highwayman mask?
My killer could.
It would be funny though if it was like the half mask, and they were like, "How did you guess my identity?"
Well, the the idea I actually had was that the killer would be, the movie would be kind of like a zombie movie.
Mm-hmm. I see. Yes.
Because it would be, again, it's in New Orleans, and it would give an opportunity to go back into a lot of the old zombie lore about the way zombie, using voodoo as the base of it,
Right.
So the antagonist of the movie, the killer, would be a Bokor, a sorcerer, who decides to use basically the energy from Mardi Gras to sort of fuel his or her, I haven't decided at this point, black magic. So the reason.
Oh, go ahead.
So it'd be basically feeding off all the sinful aspects of Mardi Gras,
Right.
Would the zombies be a part of the Mardi Gras experience? Would they be partying too?
Oh yeah, they would. The thing is, people wouldn't know there were zombies among them initially because they would be. These are the kind of zombies that look a little more normal, but they're the because in voodoo tradition, or at least in the older traditions, like a zombie is either a recently dead person who had part of their soul stolen by the sorcerer so they can control him, or they're someone who is under like some form of hypnosis. Basically, they're a slave.
So what we're saying is there will be a lot of hypnotized topless women. I think I'm picking up on a fetish here, perhaps.
Oh boy! That could be played for laughs, but
I know that Ketchup is a huge zombie fan.
Actually, I do like zombies. I think it's the recipe for a bit of sci-fi and a bit of fantasy, and it seems like the perfect, lazy but perfect way to put it into almost anything. It can be a bit lazy.
This Tuesday, we're getting fat on you, but yes.
Well, this is why I've thought about this because I like zombie stories, but all too often recently the zombies are the product of a virus or a chemical experiment or something like that.
Have you guys seen? Oh, go ahead.
I want to see a zombie movie that goes back to the roots of the zombie lore, back to voodoo.
Right.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So my idea is that grounding this during Mardi Gras, you'd have a bunch of masked revelers that people wouldn't know are actually zombies until it's too late. And what happens is, at one point I had thought, well, wouldn't it be also cool if there was like part of the reason the end game here is to get zombies that are like sort of personifications, like sort of uber zombies that are like personifications of the 7 deadly sins. Since all of them are going to come into play during this Mardi Gras celebration.
The most sinful celebration of all.
I wouldn't want to run into lust. That's some nasty necrophilia stuff happening.
Oh, God, yeah.
That could be the topless lady with the beads. And just as the movie progresses, the zombie has more and more beads in each shot.
But
the more beads people throw to that zombie, the more powerful she becomes. There you go. Yeah. At one point, there's going to be like a parade float coming down. This is like the big dramatic moment that's full of the zombies, and they don't know it. And all of a sudden, the parade, like there's fireworks, and it bursts open, and just hundreds of like zombies pour out and just start feasting on the crowd. That sort of thing.
Awesome.
But people can't figure out because these aren't like this typical. People like, okay, shoot him in the head. That's how you kill a zombie. But they find out, again, this is based on classic zombie lore, they find out that salt is their weakness. So people start throwing salt at them and spreading
like
salt circles
cheeseburgers
around
and fries.
Loading salt pellets into guns and trying to aim for the head so that way the zombies ingest it, and then the salt being a symbol of purity, it causes the black magic to leave them and they just become corpses again.
Aim for the mouth.
So I probably thought about this a little bit too much. But
it seems good.
Once I hedged on it, I just thought it was a cool idea. Sorry, what?
Seems good.
Oh, thank you.
Have you guys seen Cooties that just came out not too long ago?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
It's about a zombie movie, but it only affects kids that haven't gone through puberty. So there's a bunch of teachers who are in a school, and then the zombie outbreak happens in the school, and they have to deal with a bunch of like zombie kids.
And it stars Elijah Wood.
There you go, Elijah
America's
Wood.
treasure.
He's just a creepy kind of guy. Like every time I see him in anything, I'm like, he seems cool, and then like over time, I'm like, he just does not seem normal. Something about him's weird.
Never ages.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, never ages. That's it.
Never ages. Well, I was gonna say, have either of you seen or heard of Over the Garden Wall?
Oh, I love Over the Garden Wall. It's one of my favorite.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
I mean, animation, everything, story. It's great.
It's really good. It's a great, and the weird thing about it is kind of a Halloween story.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's all sort of based in Halloween when it happens and all that. I mean, if I had feelings, I probably would have cried on some parts, but it's really emotionally well written.
It is, and I was just thinking about the fact that Elijah Wood plays a very prominent role in that, but he's also like a weird kid with self-esteem issues. So
right.
Sounds
which is
like
also, I
typecasting.
guess Frodo as well. But
yeah, he's a weird guy with self-esteem issues. Well, he has big feet, so he has nothing now.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know what they say about big feet, anyways.
So yeah, that's my
ring,
pitch for for my movie, which is called Zombie Gras.
Zombie Gras.
All
Of
right.
course. Of course. I can see the poster now. Just
Would,
a Mardi Gras mask with a crack in it and blood coming out.
You should have David Cameron in it.
Oh, man.
He's really big into like zombie pigs. He just starts just going at it with all the zombie pigs he can get a hold of. Just an orgy
man.
of zombie pigs.
I kind of want Keith David to be in it
Keith David.
because I mean this is biased, but he's got one of the best voices like ever, and
Oh, second best. Sorry, Ketchup.
I'm just joking.
jeez. Well, and the fact that he played he was the voice of the villain from The Princess and the Frog, Dr. Facilier.
I did not see that, but okay.
I've seen the character, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got a good voodoo sorcerer kind of voice, so
I could see that. I can see that, yeah.
I would want him to be in it somewhere. Maybe not as the Bokor, but as someone just related.
Yeah, I looked him up and it says, best known for his roles as director of the CIA in Agent Cody Banks and...
Oh no. Oh no. Really?
Yeah.
He was
You should
Goliath.
have Cody Banks in there somewhere.
He was Goliath in Gargoyles.
Oh,
He
okay,
was-
okay.
Yeah, and he was you know all those Ken Burns documentaries. He's generally the narrator.
Okay.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
And so he
Yeah.
would be your villain?
Possibly,
Narrator.
although it might be cool if he's the hero.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
The
yeah.
It'd
person
be funny
who
if, like,
eventually is
you
like,
had-
we gotta
What?
load up on salt. Salt's the only thing that kills them, that kind of thing.
You're crazy. Where are we going to get that much salt at Mardi Gras? Quickly, to the margaritas or whatever.
Oh,
There
Jimmy
you
Buffett
go.
to make a cameo.
So yeah, Zombie Gras,
So
Krampus
that's
2.
that's my main holiday pitch.
Cool beans.
Okay, cool.
All
Who
right.
wants to hear the winning pitch?
I don't. I'm leaving now.
Oh,
Bye.
fuck.
That's the show. We're done.
God damn it. Well, this has been Jumpscared. I'm... Okay, so, yeah, anyway. I sort of went a little bit off the rails a little bit with my pick, too, in terms of what's a holiday versus, like, a life event. Mine is titled Birthday Boy,
Ooh.
Oh.
with the theme of birthdays. It starts as most of these, it's kind of like... I want to say, because of my propensity to write sillier stuff, it goes a little bit into the, humor territory, but dark humor.
Mhm.
It starts as most of these things do, with a child making a birthday wish. And little does he know that the very special candle on his cake at the center conjures the birthday boy. The
Okay.
birthday boy is in the tradition of Ghoulies and Leprechaun and Child's Play, is a small character who wants to be your best friend and happens to be completely naked and has a living anthropomorphic cake with a face for a head.
All right.
Does he
Cake
have
fabric.
does he have candles on his head?
Yes,
too?
he does, and they glow a bright blue flame.
Ooh.
At first, maybe this is like the little boy's imaginary friend, maybe nothing really terrible here, it's kind of innocuous. But the birthday boy informs our young hero that he specifically has been conjured to make his birthday wish come true, that he wished when he blew out the candle.
Okay.
And
I'm waiting for the bomb to drop. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
the problem is that the young boy's parents have each met other people and have sort of moved their separate ways and are getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible
fingers.
things start happening to the people that they're trying to hook up with,
Oh boy.
namely murders,
Oh.
namely the boy's father being put in a wheelchair so he can't leave the house, namely the mother nearly being incapacitated so she can't do anything. The wish, as it turns out, is that the boy just wanted his parents to stay together forever.
Mm.
So things happen that this birthday boy leprechaun type character is creating, the events sort of are guided toward making it so one parent can't live without the other and has no options of anything else to do but stay home with the boy and make his life wonderful.
Oh boy.
Ah. Is it going to be like Human Centipede at some point where he's going to fuse both parents so they can't physically leave?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
You guessed the ending. No, actually, no. That's far from the truth. I was thinking that, as with most... And it sort of is informed by, like, the 80s and 90s, kind of humorous horror movies that, either are purposefully or accidentally funny. In the end, the kid finds out that the only way to stop all of this is to say his wish out loud, because then it can't come true.
His wishes don't come true.
That's right. And so, he says the wish out loud, banishing the birthday boy character and ending the turmoil that has been put in place. And they just can pick up the pieces and move on from there.
Except other people were murdered.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're fucking dead. That's...
So is it a way where, like, the imaginary friend is doing it, or is he taking over the boy and the boy is doing this?
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know. I prefer, as, David will probably say, I prefer sort of, like, non-endings sometimes.
Okay.
And so I would
it leaves the question as, did he do it, or
Right.
was this actually an imaginary?
Right, exactly. I would let the audience sort of sit there and say, oh, well, that was an interesting story, and then later say, well, wait a minute. What if there was no mythological character and it was just the kid doing this, to keep his parents together? But yeah. So I noticed there wasn't much ridicule as I was speaking, so go ahead and...
Okay, well, let's rip this apart then.
Whatever you've saved up.
No, I mean, I think, to be honest, like, fairly good horror should have a small element, at least, of comedy. I mean, that's... Because to have such intense fear throughout, like, a 2-hour movie... You start losing interest, and it starts not having as much of an impact. It happens, but it's rare, like, when you can get it down proper. So, I mean, I look at something, like, recently as, like, Until Dawn, which is, like, okay-ish as a horror genre.
Right.
But it has its bits of humor to make it last for, like, what is that, a 6-hour game?
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Exactly. Right. So it's, like, you need humor to make things kind of ease up so that you can bring up the tension. So humor does work.
Have you heard of Until Dawn, David?
Yeah, that's that game where the choices you make really do affect who lives and who dies.
Right.
Throughout this cast of characters.
Right. It's like the first game I've actually seen where they don't just welch on that and say, yeah, you made the wrong decision, but don't worry, it works out anyway. It's like, nope, they're dead.
Yeah, they're straight up dead, and there's no getting that back. You have to go back to the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, no, I know about it.
I mean, I don't know. Have both of you either seen spoilers or not care about spoilers?
Oh, I've seen the whole thing. My friend has it, and I've just every so often he'll play it, and I'm like, okay.
And I don't care about spoilers.
Okay, cool. So I'll just say spoiler alert for Until Dawn to anybody who's watching this. I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't know how long this will go, but I was thinking, that sort of goes back into the thing of, like I said, sort of endings where you can sort of take away something different from what was shown to you. Because they have a character who is sort of manipulating some chaos within this group of people at this cabin and, sort of orchestrating a big, sort of event. And, it's like a year after a tragedy and that type of thing. But I was thinking, if you look at the ending of the game and the post-credit scenes... where people are, like, being interviewed about the tragedy, I was thinking, what if these are actually all, like, in the vein of cheesy horror movies, like Until Dawn is based on, what if these all are personalities inside that character's head?
And
Maybe.
When a character gets killed off by the demons, the inner demons, it's sort of as, like, a personality being erased,
There was a movie like that, actually,
yes.
with John Cusack.
That's
what was
right.
it called?
Identity.
Identity, yeah. That movie had a giant middle finger right at the end of the movie. It was like, oh, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, oh, yeah. And it just really just shoves it up your,
Well, but yeah, that's my thought on the matter. But yeah, I mean, we kind of came in, I think, we're at like a half hour here, so I think if we wanted to, we could just cover some other possible pitches just quickly. I don't know. How many?
Yeah, I had a couple on the back burner, but I mean, the one thing I was gonna inquire just and again, I'm right with Ketchup here about the humor aspect, but you said the birthday boy is naked apart from the fact that he has a giant cake for a head.
Right.
He's the boy though, so this
How-
leads to yeah.
I was
How are we
thinking
censoring this?
androgynous like a Ken doll.
Oh, okay.
That was
Even then,
my-
it's
My possible
Okay.
thought. I don't know. Either that or
That
maybe
or
there's just like a
creative-
little smudge of icing right there that covers up.
or like an infinite fog that's just around that area.
Yes, an infinite fog throughout the
Going
entire
back
film.
to Jared, we'll have him somewhere there.
Oh man.
You could be like a little genie with like no feet. Just waist tapers off into fog.
There you go.
There you go.
But yeah,
Anyway.
I really have to insist, and despite what producers and executives may say, I have to stick to my guns on the talking anthropomorphic cake head.
I'm down for the anthropomorphic talking cake head.
I think that could be the next Chucky. I think we got it.
There you go. So yeah, Ketchup, did you have any other pitches? Krampus
I was
4, no.
I was thinking along the lines of like Easter,
Yeah.
but instead of like it's this weird mutant-like bunny humanoid man, and the eggs he's hiding are like alien eggs.
Oh man,
That's
There we
actually
go.
really cool.
that
And
sounds
then
like an early Peter Jackson film or something.
Yeah. And along the lines, it's like they're doing the whole Easter thing, and then the kids find it, and then they bring it home to their parents, and it's this giant like epidemic of weird mutant monster stuff.
Wow. I actually
And then
could
people are
get
like,
behind that.
"Save me, Jesus!" And Jesus is like, "I don't know what's happening here." And then that's the apocalypse, and he's like, "I'm just leaving, whatever."
This is outside
Jesus.
my wheelhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus is actually there, and he's at the end, and he's just looking down like, Dad, did it really have to go this way? And he just looks at something in the background, and you hear Eddie Izzard doing his James May impression, going, "Look, Jesus is crazy. Just let it happen, man."
Jesus Christ.
There we go.
Oh man. I mean, it reminds me a bit of Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I've never seen that, but okay.
Oh. I mean, not in terms of it reminds me of that story, but it has that kind of feeling of, there are clowns from outer space and they're anticing around and everybody's so happy to see them, but then they, do disturbing fucking things. But yeah.
Like seal people in cotton candy cocoons.
Yep. Make shadow puppets that eat you,
Yeah, oh man.
But yeah, so Easter Bunny. And do you have a title for this?
No, I'll leave that up to you guys. You want to come up with the title?
Well, if we go like maybe the schlocky, like, as I said, early Peter Jackson route, you could name it something like Rotten Eggs.
Nah, that's
No?
too. But I get it.
Bad eggs, no. Peter Rottentail? No.
Maybe. That's
kinda-
pretty good.
I kind of like that.
You know what? Might as well. Yeah, let's go with Peter Rottentail.
Peter Rottentail.
Jesus. You picked the absolute worst thing that could ever be thought of, but yeah. All right, well. So, David, what was next on your list of amazing ideas that should totally be films?
Well, like I said, the only one I really thought through was Zombie Gras. But,
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we're
but-
kind of
but no,
doing
no,
like a
hold on.
speed round,
Yeah, speed round. But the other two I had thought, there's another couple I thought of, and one I had a half-baked pitch for, Columbus Day.
Columbus is back and he's pissed.
No, the thing is, the more I thought about it, the more I realized I wouldn't want to do this movie because it started to become some sort of really pretentious, like, true horror kind of movie.
Ah, I see.
Because it's about some crazy, like, Manifest Destiny guy going around and, like, being a serial killer, but specifically going after, like, I don't know,
Native Americans.
yeah,
That
like
better not be.
like, there's the idea is that it would focus on like a bunch of all the main characters would be like a bunch of people living on a reservation, and then like Columbus Day comes around and they're just like, this is the worst day ever, like
You
not
think it's
the
bad
worst day
now?
but it's just like it's a slap in the face because it's like we're celebrating this guy who essentially like helped bring about the end of our way of life, along with someone like Cortez and even before that. But to make matters worse, now you've got this like I said, I don't know what would motivate someone, but maybe like again, someone who really believes in the idea of manifest destiny shows up and starts like offing people.
Right.
And then it becomes a fight to stay alive, and because it'd be out on like a reservation, it would really like hammer home just how I don't know, it got really pretentious, and I was just like, I'm not the person to make this sort of movie, even in my head.
Well, you could sort of play on the desolate kind of areas and different things like that.
Well, yeah, that's the idea. It's like there wouldn't be many places to go. Like maybe a bus full of like kids would be like abducted and like driven out into the middle of the wilderness and
given blankets with smallpox.
Oh Jesus!
Oh no!
Oh man! Wow!
Oh no!
Wow!
No!
And here I was waiting for Ketsup to say, "Quick, hide in the casino," but he surprised me. He surprised me.
No, the guy, like I imagine the guy would be like a complete. The thing is, you'd see the guy and he'd be like one of those scary redneck assholes,
Right.
Like the kind who like finds out like maybe like he has the flimsiest reasons imaginable for going out and doing what he's doing, But in his mind, it's justified. But he's a total beer swilling like America type, like you just said. So just and then it's but he's like weirdly smart. Maybe he was like a demolitions expert or something. I don't know.
Brain damage. It sort of reminds me of, there's a recent movie that came out called Cop Car, and the whole plot is sort of flimsy. It's just these kids who take a cop car, and the cop's like, "You don't take a cop car," and he just starts harassing these kids. And that's the whole plot. That's
really?
Like, yeah.
Please tell me that's the only line of dialogue in the whole film. You don't take a cop car.
That's the whole pitch of like the trailer. Is at the end, he's just, "You don't take a cop car," and that's it.
Oh man!
And it's supposed to be serious. It's not a joke. It's like, kids take a cop car for a joyride, and they're kids. They're like 12, 13. And then guy gets mad. He's like, good cop cars, America. Yeah. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
There's two things you don't mess with: a cop's car and a cop's wife. But most importantly, the car. Yeah.
But yeah, there's my half-baked Columbus Day idea.
And
I don't actually. It's a very uncomfortable. It seems like a recipe for uncomfortable conversations.
Exactly, but that's the point. That would be the point that movie. I'm not making it, but that would be the point of that movie being made. Is it's whoever's making it wants to prompt uncomfortable conversations.
Just to point out, like again, how like crappy sort of some things are, how bad it is at times for the Native American sort of thing, right?
Yeah, and also how shitty white people are.
Yeah, white people, all of you.
Well, like I said, it could just be a piece of thing. It could just be a movie that stands out on its own. It's like the director's vision was just not to like have it be like such strong social commentary, but then Tumblr gets a hold of it and they're like, yeah, so white people are the worst.
I give this movie
Tumblr.
5 stars.
It's like, I give this movie 5 My Little Ponies out of 10.
Oh man, it's nice to see cis scum finally dying. But yeah, at the end of the movie.
Hey, it was cis scum that deserved it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So yeah.
So what about? Do you have any like half-baked pitches you want to share in our little lightning round?
I
have one
2,
more, and I literally can sum it up in one sentence.
Oh, I have to sum it up in one sentence?
No, I have one more after this, but I'll
Okay.
explain it in literally one sentence.
And Ketsup, do you have any more, or shall we just proceed from there?
Let's just proceed from there.
I just want to know who I should come back to after this. Okay, so one of my last 2, and my final one is really not that strong, but President's Day.
Oh, you bastard! I was thinking of that one.
Well, tough shit.
Let's hear yours.
A car dealer who's a bit of a shill, known for his yearly President's Day sales, known for his outlandish wild commercials, that type of thing where it's like, "Hey, I'm Car Bob, and I'm gonna shove a car right up your ass, and you're gonna like it."
Right.
known for his commercials, known for his sexy dancing presidents, where he has women in bikinis out washing cars in latex, masks like Nixon, Clinton, Obama,
That's
stuff
horrifying.
like that. Yes,
Ah.
absolutely horrifying. Worst person in the world. Suffers a night that is basically like it's inspired by movies like The Purge.
Okay.
Like You're Next, if you have seen that one.
Mhm.
Basically a home invasion type movie. Of course has this big palatial estate, this nice property, et cetera and so forth. And he and his family are terrorized by 4 killers wearing masks based on Mount Rushmore. So you have
Okay.
Jefferson, Washington, Lincoln, and Roosevelt in Michael Myers stone-type masks
Oh, nice.
going around systematically killing his family.
Oh, you can imagine in the sequels when they'll refer to this night, they'll refer to that group as the Rushmore Killers.
Yes, the Rushmore Killers. So I even have this planned out to the fact that the killer themed as Thomas Jefferson carries a cane to bludgeon people. Like, really? So someone gets the reference.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
So who else is in it? Like Sam Adams? Is he gonna be like drunk or something?
Well,
or?
it would be Mount Rushmore. It would be Jefferson, Washington, Lincoln, and
Okay.
Roosevelt. And
you said
Washington has the saber, being a general that he is.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Lincoln with the axe.
Because Lincoln.
Yes, and Roosevelt with his trusty hunting rifle, the only ranged killer in the group.
That's
All
pretty.
right.
And
Would
basically,
it
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Would it be like an old-fashioned hunting rifle too? So would he have to carry like a powder horn?
Yeah, it would actually be everything they're carrying would be actually like vintage, or
That's
at least
cool.
it could be fake vintage,
So
depending
the
on who the killers are.
The family, would it be like a sort of like Donald Trump kind of family where they're like America, immigrants?
You know what? I was actually wondering if I should go the extra step of, saying it's like a non-white family.
Oh.
Because then you throw in the question of what because the big thing would be what is the motivation of these people? What is the
Right.
motivation of these 4 home invaders? And I was wondering if it would be too much or if it would be just enough to throw in the idea of are they doing this because they're racist? They don't like someone
Oh.
making fun of their country, quote unquote their country.
That is
Right.
touchy territory, though.
Yeah. But
Well, it's
so
like
I don't
the same
know.
reason I was hesitant about saying anything about the Columbus Day.
But yeah,
What would be interesting? Like an Asian family, like Korean, because they'd be like, "What? What's? Why are we
doing?
racist?
What are we doing
What do we
wrong?"
do? What did we do? Really?"
But yeah, I mean, the whole thing is the mystery of it, because I was thinking in the beginning of the film you can set up, like a rival car company, rival car dealer, unhappy employees, fired people. He
Okay.
could be under investigation because he sold a car that, killed somebody and the family is really pissed at him. So it would be a big thing about, who actually are these 4 people that have come to kill him and his entire family?
Plot
Right.
twist: he's related to Kim Jong Un,
Oh.
and this is a. There you go.
There you go. That's perfect.
Oh wow! I
Fearless
kinda-
father, please take care of this threat to our home.
Oh dear. I actually really like this idea. Yeah.
Lower budget, I think, than a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you just have to again. I could see some good action scenes where people are avoiding getting bludgeoned to death by Jefferson's cane. You
yes.
Or you can have I think was it like a few days ago there was a woman who like a 90-year-old woman who was like arrested for like war crimes for like Auschwitz and all that.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they were like, "Oh yeah, she did those things. She should probably be in jail or something."
And people were like, come on, she was the lunch lady. Jesus, let it go.
No, she wasn't.
I know. I know.
know.
But yeah, that's more power to them for finding and arresting her, and we at Jumpscared support that. But yeah.
What would you call the movie? Like In Liberty We Cut or something, or
Maybe.
or In God We Cut, or I don't know.
Yeah, see, the thing is, my naming scheme, is not that great, so I was just thinking President's Day, but
Maybe
That was the
maybe.
same thing. That was what I had thought of for. President's Day, Columbus Day, just as titles.
How about
Those
instead of
four.
Rushmore, it could be Rush Gore?
There we
Rush
go.
Gore.
But yeah, so what was your President's Day story that now will sound?
Oh, mine was this was before because I wanted to do a zombie movie, so this is before I hit on the Mardi Gras, but I was originally gonna have it be like the zombie presidents.
Wait, can I stop you right there for a second?
Yeah.
I remember you saying something about Arbor Day.
Did I say something about Arbor Day?
I believe you did, but go ahead.
No, okay. Well, Arbor Day, like I said, I'm just gonna stop it right there. All I was gonna say was it was some half-baked idea I had for a really goofy movie that's also a horror movie where the current president of the United States learns that because the president was inaugurated at this specific number, it's a magic number, and somehow this event brings all the previous presidents back from the dead to challenge his authority.
So zombie presidents?
Every single president represented as a zombie. Every single dead president, I should say.
Wow. And then
they would like have different allegiances and stuff, and like certain presidents would get along, certain presidential zombies would get along with other ones, and some would be more decrepit than others. Except like nobody liked Zombie Taft. Like Zombie Taft is just the most grotesque of them all, and they're all just like, no.
Oh.
Well, maybe Nixon might like him. They'll get along and just like, whatever.
Yeah, but Nixon's really willing to schmooze up to anybody though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So he sees Taft as a potential ally because he's so repulsive.
Human Shield.
Zombie version of him. Think like the boomers from Left 4 Dead. That's Zombie Taft.
Oh, nice. I was just picturing, Bill Clinton shows up and it's like, well, Bill, you're not a zombie. And he's like, yeah, but Hillary said I had to take a shot at it. She's making me. You know how it goes. But yeah.
But yeah, actually the literally 1 second pitch, which is Arbor Days, trees come to life and kill people.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of Evil Dead 2, where have you seen that? Or is it Evil Dead? Frag.
I don't think I've seen many other horror movies about evil trees.
I think there was one. It was M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh my god.
What?
Why do you have to bring that up?
No, not
Snapping.
even.
Oh my god.
What was the movie called? It was just awful.
It was The Happening.
The Happening.
Which is why I said, snapping.
Yep. What crappening?
You know what? But it was strangely entertaining, and there is nothing like that I've ever seen, like ever.
True.
Right.
So it was. Yeah.
Wasn't it basically like, trees releasing pheromones that make people want to kill themselves?
Yeah.
Plant
Which is
farts.
not a bad idea in theory.
It feels like the first half of the movie was written out, and then the last half, or the where he's at the house, was like, and they go to a house and whatever.
Mm.
And
And then it ends.
But I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a good B movie, even though that was obviously not what he was doing. But it was good.
Right.
Well, I mean, the image I had in my head for Arbor Day was like trees literally getting their comeuppance. Like they would attack people with hatchets and chainsaws.
And like vines and tentacles.
Yeah.
What would be really cool for that is if you had, they all take shelter at this boarding school or something. And there's a British headmaster.
Oh.
And he's looking out the window and he's saying, oh no, one of them is coming out at yes, it is the Lodge.
How do you know? Because I can recognize different kinds of trees from a very long way away.
Yes. Monty Python references, everybody. But,
Yeah.
High five.
Yay! We're nerds on the internet.
Woo.
But yeah.
Actually, the most disturbing trees or whatever I've ever seen kill people was from the Berserk series. Oh, that Berserk! You guys, I'm a nerd, anime nerd too.
No. I've never seen it, but I know about Berserk.
Oh, there's some
the one
weird monster tentacle tree stuff that it's drawn out, and it's like, oh, I get uncomfortable.
Well, that doesn't surprise me because of what I've heard about Berserk. It gets pretty squicky.
Yeah. It's if you want to feel uncomfortable and dirty and shamed, you read Berserk.
I mean,
Fair
Ketchup
enough.
could barely watch the further episodes.
Yeah. Parents, show your kids Berserk. Life lessons will be learned.
This is why you don't go wandering in the woods, children. Yeah.
It's okay, guys. The 4Kids version of Berserk will be coming out soon.
Oh, man. What is that tree doing? It's offering a hamburger. Yeah, but yeah.
Poison suction cups.
Jeez. But yeah. So, I guess, shall we wrap up with my final quick pitch, lightning round style?
Sure.
Okay.
Do it.
All right. A family gathers for Thanksgiving. A down-home Southern family, like one you might see on a reality TV show. The grandmother, a Paula Deen type. Her children, like the cast of Duck Dynasty. Hangers-on, like the cast of Honey Boo Boo Child. Basically a bunch of fucking rednecks.
Okay.
This year, the grandmother, who prepares the meal every year, is trying something new, and is preparing a turducken, which is a chicken inside a duck inside a turkey,
Oh no.
which is a thing that actually exists.
Yes, I know.
One of the family members, who works at a meat processing plant, is, being shown around the place, being shown this new thing they have, which is a new chemical that they'll be using to stick together the good pieces of meat on otherwise rotten products. So in other words, this is like a bonding agent that seals meat together, so nobody will be any the wiser. Which is, based on things they actually have, but is a bit of a stretch, sci-fi,
Right.
in terms of how it works. Of course he gets doused with the chemical. Thinks nothing of it. They're like, oh, you're fine, just don't file any, complaints, blah, blah, blah. Send him home. He's off to Thanksgiving anyway. He doesn't have any time for bullshit.
Right.
Has some lovely turducken, slowly becomes a turducken person. Body horror based on Thanksgiving. Starts growing the talons, the feathers, the attributes, the waddle. The attributes of a turkey, chicken, duck, and all turkey, chicken, duck, and turkey, chicken, and duck all at once. Try saying that even one time fast.
Turkey, chicken, duck.
I'm not going to
Fuck
try.
you! God.
You're welcome.
But yeah, and I figure, he's sort of is like the main character, that he's going through this body horror, this transformation over the course of, Thanksgiving time, while his
Right.
family is staying there. Maybe offs a couple of them. They don't really take kindly to mutants. At first
No.
they're maybe a little concerned, but after a while it's like, you're possessed by the devil.
So could it be like The Fly, where he's trying to make his family into turduckens
Maybe. That could be
by
interesting.
shoving chickens and ducks into their face until they become it?
Shoving them into each other, maybe.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I just thought of the aristocrat joke as soon as you said that.
Oh, no.
Oh.
But, I figured, while he's the main character, there probably would be, like, a secondary character who, is basically maybe like a corrupt state trooper or something, that is sort of like ends up being our hero, and has to take him on or whatever.
Or
Right.
he could be vegan, and then boom,
Yes.
you got yourself a social commentary.
That's right. The one
There you
character
go.
who's vegan.
I like
Awesome.
tofu. That's just one line.
You
I
know
like
what?
tofu.
I'm just going to pull an audible right now. The one character who's vegan knows the only way to defeat the Turducken Man is to expose him or herself to the same chemical and
okay.
become the tofurkey.
Turkey?
Yes. The tofu turkey.
No. Oh my god.
It's just a cube of tofu.
Yes, with turkey flavoring.
There we go.
Look up a tofurkey if you've never seen one. It's amazing.
This is gonna be the most epic fight ever put on screen.
And then
Just
you
two guys in like costumes, and it just gets
Just
awkward.
just like one is a solid block of tofu, the other one is this bizarre waddled duck chicken, and they're just smashing into each other.
Yes. Tell me the Sci-Fi Channel wouldn't do that.
That would be
the
great.
Sci-Fi Channel.
I would love that.
The Sci-Fi Channel would love this.
Although they probably would title it Turducken versus Tofurkey or something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's interesting because like I feel like for at least for your and mine, we ran the gamut. We had like somewhat serious horror. We had completely off the wall bonkers horror, and then we had somewhere in between. You know?
Definitely. And I
Yeah.
think that people in the comments below should tell us which movie they would most want to see.
Yeah, and actually, do you guys in the comments have any pitches for holiday horror movies you would like to see?
Right. I
Yeah.
picture somebody in the comments will say, "What if there's a masked killer on Halloween who goes around and stabs babysitters?" And
Uh,
but yeah,
Well,
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
there's- oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I know that movie. Isn't that one called Saturday the 14th?
yep, Saturday the 14th.
I mean, there's like a plethora you can pick them. There's World Taco Day, National Barefoot Day,
International
Donald-
Talk Like a Pirate Day.
yeah, Donald Duck Day. You know, there's
Oh god.
quite a bit.
National
uh,
Taco Day. Yeah.
We're just giving you guys things while Purges Nacht is one if you want to get into some from other countries.
Oh, those are weird. Those get like dark, especially
Tomb
German.
Sweeping Day.
Ugh.
On this day, we poop in our shoes and leave them.
Well,
Okay, Grandma. Okay.
I mean, hell, one of the things I had considered pitching was something with Dia de los Muertos, but
Well, that's all right.
Wasn't there a movie called Day of the Dead? Oh.
yeah, there's been a few. That's why I didn't do it.
Owned. But yeah. All right. Well, I think we could pretty much wrap it up there. I think we got our pitches out. Would everyone agree that that's a good ending point to awkwardly roll credits?
Works for me.
All right. I want to
Freaking
thank
music.
David King for being with me as usual. And
I am
would you
the
like to
co-host.
plug your crap?
My crap. I thought we just talked about not doing things about like pooping in your shoes.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I'm
I
not
had-
plugging anything with my crap.
Speaking of pooping in shoes, I just experienced something like that not too long ago.
Oh, that's why you were late, but he wasn't actually late, so don't.
A little bit.
You only thought he was going to be late.
Yeah, I thought he was late because I got the time mixed up from California to here, and I was like, oh, well, we'll just hang around, and then it turns out he's actually early, and I'm just a fucking idiot, but yeah.
It happens.
So
It happens.
David is the host of Midnight Marinara and various other things, and you can check out his link below in the description.
Yes. If you like audio dramas and radio plays, you can check those out. Also, if you like creepypasta analysis, you can check those out too. I just released one as of the recording of this. That was us wrapping up reading 1999 and discovering that the whole thing was a gigantic lie.
Should we
And then-
spoil it for them and say that it was plagiarism, or should we just let them figure that out when they watch it?
Well, you kind of you can get all the details if you want, but if you have a decent knowledge of creepypasta and other weird surreal internet horror, you're gonna see the connection that me and Dead Palette made. If not, well, we'll enlighten you.
Right.
So you can check that one out.
All right.
You can
and-
find me at under Midnight Marinara just about anywhere.
That's right. And I also want to thank our guest, the Ketsup. And would you like to tell anybody about your channel, or would you rather I just link it and you not have to suffer the spotlight?
The ketchup, do those things and look at it, whatever.
That's what I figured.
I talk about penises sometimes.
True.
Thumbs up.
And he's currently playing Honey Pop, if you want to go check that out.
Oh, yeah.
Are you now?
Sort of. I just play when I'm bored. I'm like, you know what? Let's just play something.
Yeah.
You know the weird thing about Honey Pop? Surprisingly entertaining game. Surprisingly well-crafted puzzle game, too.
You know what? Yeah, I just don't like any of the characters.
And surprisingly true to life.
Yeah.
I can't talk to you anymore until you buy me something to eat. Okay.
I'm hungry. Go away. I want a drink. I'll date you if you have money. It's like, oh, well, okay.
Oh, put these four shapes together and make combos. Wow, that's so hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I love Bejewels. Play Bejewels. Like, oh, well, girls love Bejewels. What can I say?
All right. Well, that's true. Good. Sound advice. Sound advice.
So if you
And
wanna
I am
get a girl-
Slimebeast, and
And-
I'm a guy who talks over other people, and I'm a dillhole, and you're on my channel anyway, so why would I need to tell you anything about what I do? But yeah.
You don't have to tell them anything.
Yeah, we just end it right there. Forget them.